Hello and welcome to another audio analysis. In today's video we're taking a look at the track Rigor Mortis Radio by the Swedish garage rock band The Hives. This is the third track to be released from their upcoming studio album The Death of Randy Fitzsimmons, which does release on August 11th. It will be their first studio release in 11 years and it's certainly building up quite a bit of hype. The band have been touring in support of Arctic Monkeys, playing some of these new tracks live and really getting a feel for the engagement they've been getting from fans, and it certainly has been very positive with the first two singles they have released in the form of Bogus Operandi and Countdown to Shutdown. And even with the big gaps in their studio releases, the band certainly are showing no signs of slowing down, returning to take their throne atop garage rock and being one of the biggest bands in the world, as they are self-proclaimed, and for good reason. They make adult rock and roll, they make music that is extremely fun to listen to, very chaotic, very energetic, and they're really sticking to the sound and really bringing it back after all these years. So will this latest track be rigid and stiff or limber and free? Let's take a look at exactly how it sounds.
So good before this silver lining and this golden glow, this shine on mine, looking like I'm fresh off an assembly line. I was a star, baby, ever since the dawn of man. I got some milk for you, let's call it a master plan. Well, my advice, you roll the dice, then roll away with it, 'cause you're cold inside. You might as well.
Starting with this first, I'm loving how we're getting a bit of a different style from the band compared to Bogus Operandi and Countdown to Shutdown, which were much more energetic, guitar-driven tracks. This is really focusing on the drums, the claps that we have got included, something that you do actually see featured in a lot of kind of more modern music as well. And I love how the song is reflecting on the idea of Rigor Mortis Radio. I really like how they've gone for this down-tempo, bassier style, because it fits with the theme of the track, which is all about the idea of kind of radio stations being very rinse and repeat, very cut, copy, paste almost. And that's something they do, certainly here in the UK. Your big radio stations, they play the same 30-40 songs almost on rotation nearly every single day. They'll do that for a few weeks until there's enough songs to really start making that switch, and then the cycle repeats itself. So I like how they're touching on that, just idea of may as well just tune into this boring same old stuff every day, because a lot of stuff, even like the Hives' music, won't make it onto mainstream radio stations, and that's something they really want to touch on, it seems, with this track. Looking like I'm fresh off an assembly line, the idea that you've just come off this line where the same thing is created constantly almost. I love how they're touching on that with very simple lyrics, but I also like how they've got this kind of really upbeat sway to this track caused by the rhyming lyrics they've included. The fact of mine, line, man, plan, dice, ice, keeping it in with the clapping as well, but adding some elements that don't keep it too down tempo, keep it too slow, still give it this strong pacing, this ability to just kind of rumble along at a steady pace, and it's something that they've done really well. And I like how simple the chorus is to really just kind of remember, because it's so simple. It's very repetitive, but showing the idea that a lot of modern music has these very repetitive choruses with just a couple of lines that are repeated over and over, but they're just kind of designed this way to have this hook that really sticks in your brain.
I paid him thicker and a closing door. The sound of bickering I heard before. I took my feet out to pull, 'cause you know what, I got better things to do, 'cause you know what I got. I got these people eating out the palm of my hand. I got them answering every single one command. I know you want my time, here's my line. Yeah, I got your offer, decline, decline. You might as well. You might as well. You might as well. You might as well.
I really like with this second verse how it really seems to touch on the idea of short-lived fame, a fading flicker and a closing door, like opportunities are slammed in your face because something new has come off the assembly line to really take your place. Could also be the band really touching on situations that they have gone through. I got these people eating out the palm of my hand, I got them answering every single one command. So really touching on their stage presence. The Hives are very much known for that. If they ask the crowd to do something, they know that they're going to do it. Could also be touching on the idea of times where they've been asked to do something they don't agree with. I know you want my time, here here's my line, yeah, I got your offer, decline. Maybe someone's offered them the opportunity to do something they don't particularly agree with because it'll make their music sound quite stale. So they really just want to keep doing things their own way. They want to keep making adult rock and roll, not fitting into the mold that the mainstream kind of provides or wants people to kind of merge themselves into. So they don't want to do that. They don't want to be blended in with all these other artists that are just being bought out by money, by contracts and things like that.
Now you might feel I cut you down to size. Start at the top and cut a million miles. It's an astute observation, I must admit. Here's how much longer I can stand your shit. I'm saying hold it back, this tongue you crack. It's gotta end, I'm not an evening snack. I got your email saying that you wanna meet. I got your email saying that you wanna meet. I got your emails, yeah. Delete, you might as well. You might as well. You might as well. You might as well.
I really do like with this track how they've gone for this more bombastic, drum-heavy sound that's quite down-tempo, quite stale, quite rigid, but it really fits in with the theme of the track. Normally it would be quite boring almost, but I love how they've included a lot of different things, a lot of messages to really make it such an interesting track. The use of the rhyming, the use of the clapping as well, to just kind of give it this strong rhythm to it that really gets you on board, and this very hooky chorus that is very, very easy to remember and really certainly stands out very well. And I like how in the third verse they're really touching on ideas that they're not going to be shoehorned into a specific genre. They're not going to conform to what the mainstream want. I'm saying hold it back, this tongue in crack, it's got to end, I'm not an evening snack. So they won't be just kind of absorbed and just used up almost until they move on to their next toy, the next thing off the assembly line. They're going to keep doing what they want to do. They're going to just kind of try and cut everyone else down to make sure that they're standing at the top by doing their own unique thing. Now you might feel I cut you down to size, start at the top and cut a million times. They'll do whatever it takes to just continue making their own music and not conform. So I really do like how they're bringing that into this track. I got your emails saying that you wanted me. I got your emails, yeah, delete. Almost like they're just completely brushing off any kind of approaches from anybody that wants to try and change the band for who they are. And I absolutely love that about them, the fact that they're just kind of making a bit of a song that's kind of taking a few jabs at mainstream radio, mainstream media almost, and just really touching the idea that they can't be captured. They're not a band that can be tied down. And even with the track kind of having a few different elements being brought into what we would typically see, we do still have these vocals, the backing vocals, but not layered in like we would normally see, just kind of bouncing it between the backing and the lead, which is quite interesting. And again, just letting the drums take more of a forefrontal focus for this song, rather than having the guitars doing a lot of the heavy lifting. So I like this change up that we have got, and a track that is certainly very easy to remember, very easy to get caught in your head. And this album is certainly shaping up to be very, very interesting. I can't wait for it to actually finally release on August 11th, because I think they are certainly coming back with a very heavy bang, and I think this is an album that's definitely going to be packed full of a lot of power, a lot of meaning, and really feels like a bit of a rise, a bit rebellious in its nature, which is something the band do very well against a number of different things, including various different meanings throughout the course of the album, which I certainly think they will try and pack in as many as they can. So that'll be everything for today's video, but as always, feel free to let me know your thoughts about this track in the comments section below. How do you think it lives up to the likes of Countdown to Shutdown and Bogus Operandi? Which of the three is currently your favourite? I would love to know your thoughts. And as always, if you'd like to see more content like this, then please do feel free to subscribe, and I will see you in the next audio analysis.